8th grade Mountain Math, Week 2, Number 5. Which is greater, 2.36 times 10 to the 5th or 1.5 times 10 to the 8th? This is scientific notation. We use this notation this way to represent numbers in a lot of science fields. If you're in biology or astronomy or chemistry and you're measuring the size or you're counting how many atoms are in chemicals or anything, a lot of science fields have really big numbers or really small numbers. And so instead of writing numbers out like 115 quadrillion, 376 trillion, another set, I think. Mathematicians created this new way to represent numbers like this, so we don't have to write it out super huge like that. So we used this times 10 to the 5th. So I want to show you how this works. On this one, we have 2.36 times 10 to the 5th. 10 to the 5th means 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. There's 5 of them. So 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. I'm going to write them all out. 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll go ahead. That's 100. That's 100. That's 1,000. That's 5 zeros. 100 times 1,000 is 100,000. 2.36 times 100,000 we're going to find is a pretty big number. When you're multiplying anything just by multiples of 10, powers of 10, not multiples. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a power of 10. This is 10 to the 5th. There's 5 zeros, so we take this decimal point and we move it to the right, because this is a very large number, to the right 5 times. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our new decimal point is going to go here, and our blank spaces are going to be zeros. So I'll do it again over here because I kind of ran into my writing. So I had 2.36. I need to move the decimal 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these blank spaces are going to be zeros. So I'll have a comma here. So this is 236,000. Okay, pretty large number. All right, but we need to figure out what's this number. If we were to simplify that one, if we were going to make it expanded notation, well, let's see. 1.5. Notice we had this 5 up here on this 2.36 times 10 to the 5th, and we moved the decimal point 5 times to the right. This time we're going to move our decimal point 8 times to the right. So I'll start with 1.5, and we're going to move it 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to add zeros in all of these empty spots. We'll have a comma here. We'll have a comma here. So we have 150 million. So even though it might have looked like 2.36 was larger than 1.5, if we look at these times 10 to the 5th or times 10 to the 8th, it is very clear that 150 million is much larger than 236,000. So our final answer for this problem is, which is greater? 1.5 times 10 to the 8. And it's greater by a lot.